pressure. Here we go. And 1, 2, legs down, nice and hard. 3,
Gurgling and Pulling Water is a really interesting documentary about rowing, the history of the sport, especially in North America. And what I most enjoyed about it is that it explores how rowing is an inclusive sport, how it let women pave the way within post secondary in North America. And also, it's really accessible for athletes with disabilities just because of the way the sport is created. And it really dives into a really interesting aspect of how the sport uses those aspects of community and being athletic and enjoying the water and teamwork to talk about the impact that it's making within its communities. A really interesting documentary about rowing.
This was a really fascinating piece, put together really well to make what's could on the surface seem like a really sort of mundane sport actually very interesting. Obviously we get to hear from people who've been in the sport for a really long time, who obviously have remarkable stories, and they're just sharing them with us, and it's just nice to sort of be let into that world and see it from the perspective of someone who's been, or individuals who've been in there for a long time. There's some great moments in here. I absolutely love the ham sandwich bit. That was priceless. I definitely got a good laugh out of me, and just really helped lighten it up because it's a pretty serious sport, it sounds like. So all in all, this was a really strong piece. I really enjoyed it. Great work.
This doc was really, really great. Rowing has always been a sport I've been interested in, and seeing this documentary look at just how hard it is, competitive and tough to make it, versus the lighter moments of these athletes who have worked their whole lives to get there. I felt that it really balanced out just their sheer dedication and their passion and perseverance, and yet also their humor, and they're real human beings just like us, but also happen to be amazing athletes. No, it was really great. All the different perspectives in the interviews, they were all weaved really well together. I think everything blended really nicely. Yeah, just the access to talk to such celebrated and decorated athletes was amazing and really cool to see. And I would love to see more like this.
Gurgle Pulling Water was a great extensive film about the sport of rowing. Um, I loved all the pictures in the beginning of all those beautiful shots of water, of course, and just hearing how excited these rowers are when they hear that gurgle, the excitement of the gurgle. I thought that was really a funny term for something, and just to see how passionate they are about it makes me want to hear it too in real life. Just the passion and love for the sport overall in this film is felt really strongly. You feel the passion for that sport and how much they love it and how much they love, uh, you know, pulling for each other. I also loved that hearing how important it is to respect and want to pull for your teammates, and how much of a team sport this is, how important that collaboration is, probably more than most any other sport in this one. I love that term, I'm gonna pull for you. I thought that was cool. I also enjoyed that they went uh, into like into the history of the sport. They dive deep into that. I thought that was really interesting, just seeing how far back rowing goes and how widespread it was, from Asia to Europe, just seeing how it was adapted for different countries and cultures. I thought that was cool as well. Um, it was really interesting and informative how they explained the roles of different positions of the rowers, um, and also to learn about how important it is as a women's sport and how much prestige rowing has as a women's sport because of Title IX. I thought that was a really cool fact, and I enjoyed that. And also seeing how accessible it is with the adaptive rowing to people with disabilities And overall, just the joy that these people and these rowers get from this sport. And it's a sport that you don't hear about too often, but this is an extensive account of, the history, the positions, the rules, and also the dangers of this sport. I didn't realize how dangerous it was as well. So overall, very informative. And yeah, it made me want to learn more about rowing and maybe try it for myself someday. So yeah, really enjoyed this film.
I really enjoyed Gurgle Pulling Water. I think it was a fun look into rowing. I think I think getting this community together of people who have been involved in rowing for so long and hearing their stories and seeing the community that they've built with each other and seeing how they banter with each other, it opens you up to the sport more. I think, back to the college admissions scandals, like with rowing and crew, I feel like that's really it's been seen as like this very prestigious, like hoity-toity kind of sport. And this piece made it more accessible. And it made me go, oh, maybe I could do that. I can't, but like it's still very interesting to see, and to see that community and have these people tell their stories about all their different experiences within rowing. And it was just really, really fun to watch, and just, I don't know, it was really welcoming into this sport that I don't think would be seen that way otherwise. So very, very well done.
This was a comprehensive documentary on rowing. I learned a lot. I didn't know there was an adaptive team for handicapped people. I learned more about Victoria Murden. She's actually quite humorous. I think she's a person I'd get along with quite well, because there's similar sentiments that we shared. While I definitely couldn't row across the Atlantic. I probably couldn't even row across a lake. She's a very brave woman. There are the fact that the filmmakers behind this went into every detail, from the history of women joining rowing to it to becoming a popular female sport, even studying the adaptive sports through rowing, studying more about the spiritual side of it, Victoria Murden's life, other rowers' lives. It really was a comprehensive documentary that taught about rowing, and it could show the passion behind the athlete's ability to do it.
The most fascinating thing for me about Gurgle Pulling Water is the fact that rowing is something that has been a part of our lives for a long time. Everyone knows what rowing is. However, I don't think we truly realize just how important it is to our lives. And I enjoyed learning more about just how beneficial this event has been to so many people in their lives, specifically those who used it in a therapeutic sense to regain control of something they had lost due to physical injuries. That was very eye-opening for me, and I definitely found the documentary to be very insightful.